Okay, we're live. And I can see already we have a ton of people watching already, which is quite remarkable, along with a lot of comments. Now, before we go any further, I just want to say thank you to everyone who took part in last week's stream, which was a massive success. Now, I'm not going to share any details, obviously, but I did receive some messages following the stream from people who had said the stream really helped them because they were going through a bad spell. Hearing what I had to say and what some of the commenters had to say got them through a bad patch. And I said to myself, if one person gets something out of the stream, then I've done a good job. Well, we all did a good job because we have helped some people out there. So that is absolutely wonderful. So before I get too far into this, I just want to greet everyone who's here so I don't get too far behind in the chat. So Bjorn is here. Howdy. Kieran Ball is here. Jim Largo is here. And let's see. Bobby Collins is here. Jumping General is here. Scott Hughes is here. Scott, yes, I did receive your package. I will be opening it later. And again, thank you in advance. And I will speak to you once I've opened it. Very kind of you. Incredibly kind, actually. So thank you. If I miss someone, please don't take offense. I'm trying to get through this quickly. Scuba Pete is here, and he is keeping an eye on things. So no rude comments, please. Well, you can be rude, but don't be offensive, if that makes sense. Let's see. Gojitron is here. Good to see you as well. And I'm trying to think when that video is coming out. Gojitron sent me the most amazing box this week. Absolutely blew my mind. I think on YouTube Monday for that video. An absolute beauty. We got Scuba, we got Kieran, Gojitron, Mr. Goboto, also present and correct. And Jody is here. Awesome. Good to see you, Jody. George Aiken also is here. This is like a who's who of people who watch the cool channels. And we'll get to that shortly. David is here. Jim's got a good comment here. Has anyone picked up any cool new toys or swag lately? I got the Muppets Swine Trek Bridge and First Mate Piggy from the Palisades line. Great fodder for sci-fi dioramas. Interesting. I'll need to look into that. Connor is here. Good to see you. Oops, he just jumped on me. Holy crap, I'm well behind. Again, if I jump past your comment, please don't take it personally. Hiya, Dean, and hello to all of you beautiful people in the chat. That's from Gerard. Now, hang on. If it's got one R, is that Gerard, and two R's is Gerard? I'm not too sure. Monkey Boy Cloth Cat, great name, and greetings to you too. Douglas, can't stay, got to work, we'll watch later. Well, thank you for stopping by, though. Someone is saying, Tree Theodore, good to see you, and thank you for stopping by. Werewolf by Lunchtime, greetings from down under. Shame about the Tops cards, could have been worse. You could have got a piece of cloth from a Jawa's underpants. Yeah, you know what? Those Tops cards, which are over there, are incredibly addictive. I did get another box, and I'm not going to do an unboxing of that, but I did get one or two slightly better hits, and I'll do an update video. And I'm going to have to source probably a dozen or so cards that I'm missing from the base set. I do have 1 to 100 of the very basic set, but there are the sort of special series I'm missing a few on. But once I get that complete, I'll do an update video. Ryan Potter is here on lunch break. Thank you for stopping by. Dr. Dave, howdy y'all. Jumping again. Yay. Jonathan Redmond, good to see you. The Classics 80s fanboy. Hope all is well. Yes, it is, and that's a great name. Dr. Dave, Pigs in Space, yes. And again, this is so... Being a one-man show, it's really hard to keep talking and also make sure you don't miss any important comments. Biker Scout is here. I'm good, thanks. Hope you're good as well. And Jason F. Thank you for stopping by, Jason. So George here's talking about, I guess, the 90s card game. Yeah, it's such an addictive thing because I didn't think I was a completist, but I guess I am. Now that I'm so close to having a full set of base cards, plus one or two nice, somewhat rare ones, I really want to complete the whole set now, so I've got to watch that because I've been spending far too much lately. I've got to knock that off. This is interesting. I had a commission done by one of the artists who draw and paint for Topps trading cards. That's cool. And Scott is asking, are you aware of the Topps wide vision cards from around 92 to 94? These are obviously only the classic trilogy since they were the only ones out at the time. I wasn't aware of them, but those sound like something I would like because in this current box there's far too much prequel and sequel stuff. And Jason agrees with me that he's the same with cards. It really is addictive. And also the fact that you could get a fantastic autograph card in the pack keeps you coming back for more. Sadly, the one I got in the second box is quite good, actually. And it is from, well, it's not a human character, but it was a human that played this character. So, and when I say played the character, it means it's actually the character could be coming back. That's all I'm going to say. Jody has a comment for me. A one-man stream is indeed tough. Hence, Tony has Schaefer and I have the fellow Dutchie. Yeah, that's when you watch Tony's live stream, he's pretty much hands-free because Schaefer is calling up the super chats and whatnot to allow Tony just to present. Obviously, that would be nice to have at some point, but I'm not quite there yet. And I should point out, this should be, not saying it's the last ever solo live stream, but going forward, I do need to get guests on. And I'm working on a format for doing this, and I hope to start next Thursday at 3 p.m. East Coast time. I think having one guest, maybe two, is about the limit, because once you get more guests on, it's really hard to let a conversation flow and you end up kind of talking over each other. And I'm trying to think if I'll do it by way of an interview series or a collaborative type thing. But hopefully this time next week, it won't just be this coupon you see on the screen. Hopefully. So Bobby Collins found a big box of unopened base set Pokemon cards from the late 90s. Not sure if he'll open them all and sell them in lots or send them sealed package. I don't think that it's valuable anymore. I don't know, but I remember Pokemon was like everywhere. And I need to jump ahead because if you're on my Patreon, there will be a video coming probably tonight or tomorrow showing what it took to get all this set up. And for whatever reason, the YouTube stream is ahead of the Patreon interface. But Connor has sent a wonderful super chat. Thank you so much, Connor. He has said, of all the cards I collected as a kid, I picked up a lot of red ones. Love all things 80s. Thank you, Connor. That is incredibly kind of you, and I really do appreciate that. Ryan saw Castle Grayskull at Fred Meyer Kroger today for $90. I was so tempted, but I'm waiting on payday. Actually, I am not going with the Castle Grayskull. I made up my mind. I'm figures only. And I do have the Battle Cat and Panther, which I will keep. The Sky Sled that came with Prince Adam, I'll donate or sell. And I'm not buying any vehicles. I'm strictly figures, which one, it's going to save me some money, and two, I simply don't have the space to store that massive castle. Biker just started collecting the original 1977 to 80 Star Wars and ESP cards. They smell great. Wow, yeah, anything from the past. And again, I'm going to jump forward. The most generous man in the toy collecting universe has gone and done it again. Jody, thank you so much. And Just Cause. You're such a kind gentleman, sir. Unbelievable. And I'm really proud with the people we have here, because this is, like I said, a who's who of people who know the good channels to watch, and it makes me so happy to be part of that. So that was there. I keep losing track here. Oh, this is nice. So Jason is off to the MCM Comic Con tomorrow. I don't know what MCM is, but I hope you have fun, and I'm sure you will. I certainly had a blast at my first ever convention, so I'm definitely ready to do it again, but I'm just wondering if I enjoyed it so much because it was quiet or quieter than normal due to the COVID restrictions. Corgi Tron has said, I've purchased way too many toys in the past 2 days, including G.I. Joe Retro, Marvel Legends, Transformers, and a Jurassic Park Apatosaurus. That's something that I am extremely guilty of. Okay, Jody, I'll respond to you after this. I have plans for what you're suggesting, but thank you. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, the Comic Con. No, buying too much toys. Oh, yeah, I am looking at stuff that I've received. I have another, 2 things on the way, and I have to stop. I have been going overboard, and it's not good. It's really not good. I've been spending far too much money, and money that I should be keeping for other things. So I'm going to have to stop looking at eBay, because every time I jumped on eBay, I was saying, oh my God, I remember that. I want that. I want that. The Mego Batman I just did, that obviously wasn't cheap. And something that's coming either tomorrow or Saturday, I think might be something that's even older than that Mego Batman. And after purchasing that, I thought, that's it, you've got to step back from this, which is a good thing in a way, because lately all my videos have been me opening something. Oh, look at what I got that I used to have. And that's not really entertainment. I want to be able to focus on more informative type videos and not just unboxing stuff I've bought. So I need to, keep that under control. So David is all in on Motu Origins. Took a chance and ordered Castle Grayskull for £65 delivered from Cool Shop. Arrived mint in shipper, so very happy. Well done, good for you. That's a good price. Bjorn says, it's not a good live stream until a Jody Just Cause. Absolutely. The most famous words in toy live streams, Just Cause. Here's a question. Kieran asks, are there any Origins figures you still want or need? Excuse me. No, neither want nor need. I was late to the game, but I did catch up, and currently I am awaiting the most recent wave. I forget if it's number 7 with Buzz Off. That's pre-ordered. The deluxe He-Man and Skeletor pre-ordered, and I managed to get a Sunman, and that was pre-ordered. And I think, Mosquito that has been appearing in shops and whatnot. Still waiting for that from Big Bad Toy Store. As for the Sorceress that came with Castle Grayskull, I'm just getting the one that comes in Wave 7. I'm quite happy with that. Jody says, I prefer to burn out early than to fade away in life. What's this? My super chats are not a value add to a stream. No, it's something that's it's become a tradition, I guess. So David is asking Kieran, I would have liked some of the PowerCon exclusives, winning on the Stinker Wave in the UK. Also, He-Man and Battlefield set. Oh, you know what? That's one I don't have on the horizon, but I don't really need that, to be honest. I already have the original deluxe Battle Armor He-Man. 80s and Star Wars guys here. Good to see you, my man. And Jonathan is asking Connor, drunk shopping or Amazon screw something up? So I've missed something here from Connor. Oh, he has a trap jaw he doesn't want or need. Thank you, Amazon. Gerard says, I'm in love with the older toys, as that's where the quality lives. If superpowers can fit in their vehicles, what's up with McFarlane Retro Collection? Yeah. Oh, I've still got to make that video, actually, doing the Mattel Batmobile and McFarlane Batmobile. And Bearded Geek Toy Reviews, good evening from Manchester. Good to see you. So, before I talk about the nonsense that erupted once again, I want to show you how I completely wasted $5. In fact, it was $5 plus tax. So, close to where we live here, 3rd Avenue is the main shopping street. And there's this one store. It's actually a really nice store. It's a quaint ornaments, greetings cards, and old-time toy shop. Now, the toy shop itself doesn't carry any action figures. It doesn't have any of the big franchise lines, although it does have Playmobil and Lego. Although the Playmobil, the only sort of franchise line I saw was Scooby-Doo. The rest of it was just the generic stuff. And I like to go in there like once a year, typically in December, to see if they have any nice, unique Christmas ornaments. So we just popped in early this year to take a look, and I felt obliged to buy something because it's one of these like mom and pop shops, and I don't imagine they get a lot of customers. Now, at the front desk, they had these buckets with these balls. Now, this is the ball, but it was wrapped in plastic, and this particular bucket was Batman. And does have a name, and I think it's called Mash'ems. Excuse me. And on the wrapper, it depicted a number of different Batman figures. Now, there was no price on this bucket, so I said, "Oh, I'll take this, please." And when you scanned it for like $5, I just about had a heart attack, but I felt obliged to give them some money. So I got it home, ripped off the plastic wrapper, and opened it. And for $5, I got this Batman that's squishy. I mean, what the hell are you supposed to do with this? And it's actually sticky as well. It feels disgusting, has no smell. So, plus, they had Batman, the black Batman, the blue Batman. I think there was a rainbow Batman and a mystery colored black man. So, we'll not be making that mistake again. I mean, what the? I mean, look at this. What are you supposed to do with this? So that was a serious waste of cash. So I won't be going back into that store until the first week of December to buy a Christmas ornament, and I will stay clear of these balls at the front desk. Oh, Tree Theodore again. Well, first of all, thank you so much. You are incredibly generous, and you really have been exceptionally generous to me. And it's come with a question: which is your favorite Star Wars Kenner figure or Topps card from the 77 to the 80s? Great work, Dean. Well, thank you. Favorite. I can never pick one favorite figure. I tend to sort of switch between a few, but if I had to give you an answer today, I think the TIE Fighter pilot. And again, thank you so much. Unbelievably generous. Quite humbling to see that pop up there. So here's Godgitron saying, I've seen photos of people using the McFarlane Batcave with 3.75-inch figures, and it looks much more impressive with the smaller figures. I'm thinking about getting one for the Funko Batman figures. Well, I have the Funko figures you're talking about, so I will try that in a video. I just feel the computers are going to be too tall, but again, we won't know till I give it a try. Oh, and again, another mainstay of these good live streams. Jim Largo, thank you so much. Very kind of you. Hanging out with you and the fine lads in the chat is always entertaining. Cheers, Dean. Well, thank you, Jim. That is incredibly kind of you. And I saw a good name here. Here we go. Anthony is here. Hey, Anthony. Good to see you. Oh, so Dr. Dave says, I think my kids have a couple of Mash'ems. Squishy stuff is big with kids at the moment, and also the bane of my life. Future landfill. Yeah, it's junk, basically. Expensive junk, but junk nevertheless. I do apologize if I'm not bringing your chat up on screen. I'm just not able to keep up with this. So Jason makes a good point here, actually. He started collecting the He-Man, but realized don't have the space for them all. Join the club. All mine are currently in a big box. And I'm thinking I may take a leaf out of Grindhead Jim's book and take them off the card and remove the bubbles and keep the cards flat, and therefore reduce the amount of space they take up. Oh, here we go again. Unbelievable. Anthony, thank you again. You're very kind. Have you got a list of the Fisher-Price adventure people that you have or need asking for a friend? I don't. I haven't looked into that with a great deal of detail yet because I'm all over the place with my collecting. But adventure people, probably there's a good chance that most of us adventure people were the first ever action figures we played with as children, I think. But again, thank you, Anthony. So kind of you. And the werewolf by lunchtime, thank you so much. So kind, and I really do appreciate that. Did you ever collect comics as a kid growing up in Scotland? Well, I didn't collect them per se, but I didn't throw them out, if that makes sense. Growing up, I would get the Dandy comic from the grandma on my dad's side, and the grandma on my mum's side would bring me the Beano comic. I would then buy different comics from time to time. I never bought an entire series, but I do recall buying the Star Wars comic, the Action Force comic, the Transformers comic, and the Mask comic, in addition to magazines like Smash Hits and Number One magazine. There were other comics I bought that I don't remember exactly what they were. I do remember the first ever comic I got, which was from the grandma on my mum's side, which was called Fun to Do. And that was a comic for infants that had, very simple art projects and things you could do. But so I didn't collect them, but I had a collection simply because I never threw them out. I hope that makes sense. I think it does. Now this is interesting. I'd love some proper James Bond action figures. Corgi planned a 6-inch range back in 2008, but Eon, the owner of Bond rights, cancelled it as didn't think toys fitted the Bond brand. Oh, that's a pity. That really is. Gerard makes a good point here. Yeah. I'm going to catch up with the chat, and then I'm going to talk about this because I said I wouldn't. But how can you not when I'm sure we all know the nonsense going on today, and it really is nonsense. Yeah, Dr. Dave makes a good point. I love the Biker Scout figure for a weird reason. He always looked great flying across the room when I crashed the speeder bike. And collecting Star Wars agrees. The TIE Fighter pilot, great choice, highly underrated. It is, but part of the reason that's one of my favorites is because of the smell. To this day, I can still remember the smell that mine had. It was absolutely glorious. And a lot of people do agree. It may have been a Palatoy thing, that the Palatoy factory, for whatever reason, the TIE Fighter pilots that were sold in the UK had this beautiful fruity smell. It was fantastic. What the hell? Jody says to scuba, of course, because he's in the water, of course. I'm sure you're well aware of blue balls swimming in cold water all the time. And again, Jody says the chat's getting a bit ballsy. Yeah, it certainly is. Ted, good to see you. I saw another familiar name, but I just jumped past it. Good God, I'm never going to get caught up at this rate. Oh my God. I do apologize for the silence here. I'm trying to. Cameron says, good evening. He's from the UK. Good to see you. Bobby says he had an Adventure People scuba diver that served as a Captain America alongside my Mego pocket superhero. Yeah, I had the scuba diver with that sort of jelly octopus, and I think it had a treasure chest as well, possibly. Monkey Boy says, all my Origins figures are sitting on the floor. I literally have no space anywhere else. Plus, I am an MOC collector, so all my figures take up a lot of room. Yeah, that's the thing about these Origins. The card backs are pretty big, especially the deluxe ones. So TNYC, good to see you here. I don't have much on display either. I have all my toys in 7 large storage boxes and need to buy 2 more. It would be nice to actually see them. Welcome to the club. I actually just bought 2 recently. I think I've lost count. I've got 2 there, 1 in there, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think I have 13 at the moment. It's absolutely ridiculous. Jason says, do you remember the Eagle comic? Yes, I do. And they had that really scary character on the cover. I don't remember his name, but I do recall being quite terrified by that. And I'm just going to jump ahead momentarily. Grindhead Jim, thank you so much, Jim. Very kind of you. Storage Bin Brothers for life, mate. Yep, absolutely. And Jim had me on his channel recently for the sole purpose of talking about what it's like to live in a small space where most of your collection is stored away in bins. It is what it is, but I'm just waiting for the day that I can start having a nice collection on display. Hopefully not too far away. And here we go. The Shabby Geek is here. Good to see you. And Dr. Dave says he can smell them in my head right now. I'm assuming that's the TIE Fighter pilot. It certainly is. Wonderful aroma. Oh, I missed Vintage Toy Wash is here. Awesome to see you here, Dave. David says his favorite Star Wars figure is the Sensor Scope R2. It's the thing that Dean talks about, nostalgia. I have such vivid memories of playing with the Sensor Scope and how it felt. Yeah, I remember you had to use your fingernail to get the edge of it up, and then you could pull it up. Wonderful time. And Tez is here. Be great if they could bottle that smell and sell it over the counter. Yeah. It's, again, I keep going back to the whole, I've said this many times, but they say that the sense of smell is the sense that can recreate the most vivid of memories. And for me, that is absolutely the case. Whether it be sniffing the butt of a TIE Fighter pilot or the smell of an old comic, it just takes you right back in time, and it's absolutely wonderful. Let's see. Excuse me. So his biker says, I'm in the same position as you, Dean, hoping to move to a larger place in the next year when I can finally get my collection on display. Yeah. It's not only about getting the collection on display, it's the fact that I'm in this studio apartment, and when Mrs. 88 is at work, I'm able to do this. But there are so many times I would like to maybe do a live stream or join other streams that are much later at night. I can't because I've nowhere to do it without me annoying her or her interrupting the stream type thing. It's pretty unfortunate. And also, I said this earlier, but if you are on my Patreon, I will have a video up showing what it took to get this set up for today. And it's such a pain in the ass because I have to keep all this gear tucked away. And whenever I make a video or do a live stream, I have to bring it all out. Whereas my intention is to have one room dedicated to having my collection in glass cases, having a camera permanently set up, lights and things set up. So just walk in and hit record, basically, which obviously cannot do at the moment. I see people greeting others, and I've missed Okay. Tim from Bosque Bounty is here. He is saying hi to Jody and David. Biker says, I open all my Origin figures, don't have the room to display the carded figures, unfortunately. Also, as well, that's another line of figures that Amazon, Walmart do not handle with much care. A lot of my Origins figures came in envelopes, and the cards were all bent over and folded. Doesn't bother me, but I understand why mint on card collectors would not be happy with that. Well, to discuss that and share a few pints with a friend, but yeah, that was the live stream on Jim's channel. That was awesome. So George still has his Eagle comics. I'm sorry if I've missed it in the chat, but maybe someone can add it again. Does anyone remember that scary face that was on the cover of Eagle Comics? I'm still somewhat traumatized by that. So, in fact, I need to get hold of an Eagle because my good friend Derek, who sent me all those vintage comics, got me thinking about the other comics I used to look at. I might get hold of one of them. I just filmed a video with the Transformers and Action Force comic. That'll be out next week. Not quite what I thought it was going to be, but still good comic nevertheless. Oh, Keith is watching West Ham. The Hammers. I got to say, I have a soft spot for West Ham due to the Iron Maiden connection. Although, actually, I'll be honest, I do not follow English football at all. But because of the John McGinn connection from Hibs to Aston Villa, a lot of my social media Villa pops up because of John McGinn, but I don't follow English football, I'm afraid. Far too much money in that league. It's, well, saying that, Rangers and Celtic are, dominant in the Scottish game, but and what's the story? Is it Newcastle who just got taken over by like the richest man in the world or something? So no doubt they'll be one of the top teams in the years to come. Kieran is picking up an Eagle in Mask comic run at the moment. Interesting thing about the Mask comics, in America, I believe there are only 2 runs of Mask comic. The first run was only 4 issues, and the second run, I believe, was 9 issues. Duh, what am I saying? They're right here because I need these for a video I'm working on. So issue 1, this was a 4-part mini-series, so there were 4 issues to the first run, and this is issue 2 from January 86, and the second run was 9 issues in 87, and I think that was it for America, but the UK got a ton of issues. Masters Joke 75, he got the McFarlane Batmobile after watching my review. Oh, good for you. I'm glad I was able to convince you. It is, despite it being slightly too small, it's still really cool, actually. The classic 80s fanboy, his Doctor Who collection is on 2 massive bookcases. I hope to one day buy a few Detolf glass cabinets to store them in, as they are less bulky, not as heavy. Yeah, that would be my preferred option, just to get a row of these glass cabinets. Hopefully soon. And Biker Scout has just been triggered into the We've Got McGinn song. Yeah, and it's important to remember that song started with the Hibs fans. David says, you're a Hibernian fan, Dean. Yes, I am. They play in green. Same as my team, Plymouth Argyle. So that's fine. Yeah, that's right. The Plymouth is a cool looking strip as well. Scuba asks, are there long and short Mask comics? Jared confirms it was Newcastle and they'll be the new Man City. Kieran has confirmed that. The UK Mask comic ran for 80 issues, then merged with Eagle for another 24 or 20. Wow. Strange that the UK really embraced the Mask comic, but apparently America did not. Um, yep, Tez says the fortnightly Marvel UK Transformers comic was awesome. It certainly was. A vintage toy Rush Dave says, with my YouTube ad revenue, I'm buying a football club. The only one I can afford, Everton. Um, Best ever Hibs player must be George Best himself. Well, it depends if you mean the best player in history or the best player that I saw in person. Probably in person, Frank Soze, I think. Um, Frank Soze or Russell Latapy. It certainly wasn't Ray Wilkins, that's for sure. And I'm sure you English lads know who he was. And as for managers, worst ever, Teddy Butcher. Horrendous. Anyway, uh, I'm going to try and get to the bottom of this. I'm going to say the bottom of it, I mean the bottom of the comment, so I can address what has to be done. Oh, and okay, Biker, he's an Aberdeen fan who are utter shite this season, and that is indeed correct. However, I can guarantee you, Aberdeen are playing Hibs up in Aberdeen this weekend, and if ever a team hasn't scored a goal in a number of games, hasn't won in a number of games, they then face Hibs, they score and they win, and I'm pretty certain that Aberdeen are going to win this Saturday, unfortunately. Martin Ralph has a comment. Hi, Dean. Only found your channel a couple of months ago. I've been a big fan since. Great to catch you live. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Oh, Luke is here. I missed his introduction. Good to see you, Luke. So has that tosser been up to his old tricks again? Did I miss something? I avoid his channel like that. Yeah, I avoid the channel also, but sadly, it's today's stuff is unavoidable. Connor says, this chat is so international, yet we have the same memories from growing up. I think that's amazing. Yeah, I agree with that. The fact that it could be from New Zealand, Australia, Europe, the UK, and America, we all have very similar interests and memories. Right. Okay, I need to jump ahead. Actually, this is the problem I have. The YouTube is way ahead of StreamYard, but I got it here. Whale Wolf by lunchtime. Again, thank you so much. Very, very kind of you. You've been a Crystal Palace fan since '79. They go up and down and let in the last minute goals. Yeah, for a while that was Hibs were the specialists at losing last minute goals. That must have been, excuse me, I don't know, maybe 20 or so years ago. It was a ridiculous stat that, like in one season, there must have been about 10, or at least 10 games, maybe even 15, where Hibs lost goals in the last 2 or 3 minutes. Awful, awful time to be a Hibs fan. So Biker says, we have to win this Saturday, Dean. Our worst start to a season in decades, but I think Hibs will be favourites. Well, you obviously didn't see the last week's game against Dundee United. What a farce that was. I couldn't believe what I was watching. Beaten 3-0 at home by Dundee United. It's shocking. Um, Hibs best bad with the name number 10. That wasn't John Collins, was it? I think he was he 90s or was he late 80s? I don't know. John Collins, perhaps. Right, I think I'm up to date. Okay. Hi. So, unless you've been living under a rock, I'm sure you've heard the continuation of the drama. And fortunately, I'm not directly involved in this. And I made a point of not talking about him for the past, I don't know, month or so, despite the fact that there were some stirring of the shit aimed at me. Now, this was a tweet. I'm going to share the screen actually to show you this, which I did. I looked at, like, here's the other thing as well I need to point out. I know people do it with the best of intentions, but I do get a lot of messages saying, oh, did you see what he said? Or did you see what this channel was saying? This channel said this, blah, 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 and someone commented this. I realize it's done with the best of intentions, and that's how I get to know this stuff. So, for example, just give me 1 second. Okay, for example, this guy had tweeted out this image recently. Let me see. Hope this works. So I'm just checking on my YouTube screen, and let me see. I'm assuming you can see this cartoon, right? Yep. Okay. So clearly we've got Michael French, Lyle Convoy, Tony from Analog Toys, and me cast in the form of Mount Rushmore with Junkman about to detonate some TNT and blow us up, I guess. Now, I'm assuming he didn't draw this, so he's probably paying someone to do that. I don't know why he feels the need to keep on, doing this kind of thing. I have absolutely no desire to get into any sort of debates or back and forth with this guy, but he continues to stir up shit. Now, furthermore, another one that I was alerted to, which I think may have been from yesterday, he did a video. Again, this is this guy's problem. He was doing a video, a very, I wasn't going to say a good video, but a well-intentioned video comparing what fans are making versus what Hasbro is producing. But along the bottom of the screen, they had this ticker going along with possibly some real comments and some made-up comments. And of course, one of them was a dig at me. So let me just quickly share that. You have to look at the bottom of the screen when this happens. And this was YouTube. So I'm just going to hit play, and be sure to watch the ticker along the bottom of the screen here. And so it's from an account called Not All Things 80s. And he says, I'm supposed to be saying, I wish I could watch this live, but I am busy opening up vintage Star Wars figures for views. Wrong. And this is despite the fact that I have said to him publicly and in private that when I open things, it gives me a great sense of joy. The nostalgia helps me. And yet he continues to push the buttons to try and provoke me. Well, I'm not going to be doing anything after this stream with regards to him, hopefully. But it's the fact that he continues to stir shit and push buttons and then gets upset when someone takes action against him. Now, the thing about today was, apparently he had used footage from a private Patreon video that Michael French did to do a mock comedy sketch, and Michael has asked them to remove that, and YouTube have got involved, I believe, and are threatening a copyright strike. And Junkman is, claiming innocence. He did nothing wrong. And the whole thing about the situation that saddens me the most, it's not what he is doing. He's clearly a simpleton who thrives on stirring up shit and causing drama. That I can accept. It's the followers who are backing this guy to the hilt. It absolutely sickens me to think that there are people so gullible to think that he is some great guy who's, he's the best. It's like, oh, Junkman, you're so funny. You're the best. Screw those guys, blah, blah, blah. And it's the fact that, as I just showed you, he's poking me again. Even though I have explained till I'm blue in the face that I have never opened a vintage toy for views, I've done it to share my enjoyment and my passion for the nostalgia. Now, let me, I want to check the comments to see what people are saying about this. Oh, and I've got to jump ahead. So again, Jim, again, thank you. You are far too kind. He says, your real friends here in the chat and in the community at large don't care about the drama mamas or anything they have to say. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I have, for the past month or so, let it slide. And again, I need to stress, it's not so much what he's doing that's troubling me. It's his followers. And as I've said many times, the people that follow him are low-level thinkers. It's pretty obvious when you see what they type to think that someone would kiss this guy's ass after everything that was exposed about him. I've just shown you how he continues to poke the bear and then gets upset when it backfires. I don't get it. And the sad thing is, I looked at my phone just prior to this live stream, and he had the balls to upload the video separately that Michael French has asked him to remove. The guy's a clown. Let me just see here. So Grindhead Jim says, I actually go out of my way to avoid this drama nonsense. However, when it crosses over into slander and direct attacks, I take notice. That's exactly it with me. To the best of my knowledge, I have never gone out to attack someone else. I have simply defended myself. There are obviously this Junkman business, and there was other business a year and a half or so back, which seems to have reared its ugly head somewhat when you have a so-called toy expert, denying stuff and whatnot. And again, I was told to watch a live stream from yesterday, I think it was, where we had another clown, I forget what it is, some sort of graphics, bitching that Tony had told him not to watch his videos if you still like Junkman's videos, which I think is a fair enough thing to say. And I echo that. If you are a fan of Junkman, by all means, do what you want, but I don't welcome people who think he's great. Dr. Dave has a good point. I'm not on any social media. Who needs it? Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Because I don't follow him, I don't watch his channel, I would never have known about this, but because I am friends with Michael, it did come up, and that's how I was alerted to it. 80s fanboy says, I intentionally don't watch his channel, I want nothing to do with him. That's probably good advice. What a tosser, yeah. Okay, so David confirms you could see it, so that's good. If Junkman drew something, it would be Stickmen. There is more TNT besides him than the rest of the characters in the picture. You assume he understands what pen and paper are. Yeah, poor graphic and poor design. And like, why the hell would he keep producing that kind of stuff? There's absolutely no need for it. I completely moved on. I didn't give it a second thought. But then when it all comes up again, it's hard to ignore it. It really is. Biker says he's a complete hypocrite, claiming he wants to an end to the drama and continue studying. Well, that is precisely it. Drunkman must see you as highly figures if you four guys are on Mount Rushmore. I don't know about that, but I don't get it. And the best part is my YouTube video going live tomorrow will trigger more of his ilk, and I don't care. There are too many 40-year-old teenagers. Yeah. He also portrayed the four YouTubers as the four wonders of the world. The fool can't even insult people correctly. Well, the pictures weren't very flattering, I have to say. It doesn't appear on his suggested feed. Well, yeah. What an asshat. Yeah, he didn't think that one through. How'd you like them apples? Yeah, he is. If only it was funny. He missed that boat, I reckon. Yeah. Werewolf says, just ignore. Yeah. Well, that's it. I did. I don't know what more I can do. It's like he occupies an area of YouTube. We occupy our areas. There's no reason for them to cross. But for whatever reason, stir, stir, stir. For me, the bottom line is no one, and I mean no one, gets to tell me what I can and cannot do with my collection. No, precisely. That's the bottom line. That's how I got dragged into all of this, because I do with my collection things that make me happy, and apparently that somehow offends others. Scuba says filth attracts filth. Yeah, it really must do. And we've got some twat in the comments here. I don't know if that's connected to that woke lord twat or not, but anyway, we'll get to that shortly. Where am I? Oh, Lord, this has taken off. Jonathan Redmond says he's clearly a simpleton. That's getting quoted. We know the truth, and the truth is on our side. It certainly is. And Bearded Geek Toy reviews it on. Not at it again, fucking loser. Just ignore mate. Yeah. Yep, he most certainly is. I think he might have been slandering Michael as well, so it might be a bit more than just him infringing copyright. Who knows? So does that mean a patron of Michael's has wrongly shared the footage? No, I think there's a mole. It happened with Tony as well. Someone was leaking his private Patreon videos. And I wouldn't put it past him himself to have joined under a different name to get access to these videos. It's disgusting whatever way you look at it. For what it's worth, he's under criminal investigation by law enforcement for the felonies he publicly claimed he committed a month or two ago. He's got bigger problems than toy collectors on YouTube. Well, who knows? But where are all his vintage toys? 90% of the stuff behind him is not vintage Ken or full of shite. The guy's a Mong Muppet, yeah. Being a diver, you know pond scum when you see it. JM's followers all share one thing: room temperature IQs. So it seems. It really does. There were a few moles, yeah. ridiculous. His drama and stirring of the pot is simply to get his community to give him. Yeah, it really is. And that's the sad thing. Because people are with good intention telling me, oh, you need to check this out, he's done this or that, I end up watching. So there's I'm giving him extra views, and yeah, he's getting what he wants. So I guess my message is, after this stream today, I'm going to do what it takes to never have to mention him again. So even if you are doing it with the best intentions, don't tell me about it. I don't need to know. Yep, use private footage that wasn't shared publicly. Like, I'm wondering if that is like what the legality of that is. There must be something against it, surely. Excuse me. And Grindhead Jim has confirmed that it's more or less common knowledge that several of our community Patreon pages have moles. I mean, how pathetic is that? It really is. School, yep. And well said, Jim. Kieran says, Reynolds reviews, sadly, there are Junkman moles in Michael's Patreon and Tony's Patreon. Is Christ almighty. I hope I never get big, and I certainly won't get Patreon. Must be a nightmare not knowing who you can trust. There you go. That's pretty much the long and short of it. Kieran, well said. Yeah. I just want to make friends and play with toys. Hallelujah. Really. And ironic to think that my involvement in drama all stemmed from the fact that I wanted to recreate a wonderful childhood memory of buying and opening an AT-AT Commander all those decades ago. It's pathetic. Also, and maybe this is just me, pretty much anything a YouTuber does should in fact be for views. What in the hell are you making content for if you want no one to watch it? True. Exactly. And Timothy Ward, hi Timothy. Chambers is a vile human being. He makes his joke videos for one reason, in order to aim his minions at true content creators. He knows that his followers will try to make trouble on those channels. Yep. That's exactly it. Oh, and here we go again. Werewolf, thank you again. You are beyond generous. Have you ever seen a toy on another collector's channel and immediately bought it? Not immediately, but I was definitely reminded of a toy I used to have as a kid while watching one of Analog Toys videos. And let me see where I was. Next up is this. You picked the wrong people to mess with. Dean, Michael, Melinda, Tony, Lyle. You guys are intelligent, articulate, talented people, but a lot of people stood behind you. Well, thank you. Well, that makes me feel happy. I didn't consider myself any of those things, but if you say so, then I really do appreciate that. Jonathan says, I'm in this hobby to get away from assholes and drama. Sorry, arseholes. I really need to stop saying asshole and go back to my original arsehole that I grew up with. I'm no fan of his, especially not after all the crap he did to Michael and the rotten way he keeps treating other toy collectors on YouTube. Yeah, it's pathetic. Very true, Jim. Be right back. Got to go use the restroom. Okay. Hopefully I won't, but probably an hour and 5 minutes into this, I think I'm doing okay. Jody says, Drunk Man is getting annoyed with you. Tony and Michael ignoring him. He's desperate for your attention. I think that's what's happened, because none of us mentioned it. And that was quite all right with me. And Luke agrees with Jonathan. Werewolf by lunchtime. Show us some toys, please, mate. Will be, as I said, this will be the last, well, not the last ever, but this will be the last video of me just rambling on by myself. I'm going to get other people involved, and will be specific topics with toys on show and things. So please bear with me. That will absolutely the intention. This is just to address this crap today. Corgi says, at the end of the day, his followers will eventually leave for a shinier nickel, but we'll still be here for you. You reap what you sow. Thank you. Excuse me. This, I don't know who this twat is. A spammer. So I think I see them getting deleted. That's good. Thank you, moderators. Yeah, Gerard says, Kenner Babe says it all, really. Yep, certainly does. He wants to be Loki, but he's not as cool. Nail on head, Coach. Yeah. There's one of his shitheads spamming. Yeah, I can see that, but I think it's been taken care of. Yeah. See you next Tuesday, you bell end. It really shows how pathetic and uneducated he is. His main reason for existence is to try to achieve advancement through negativity against someone else instead of doing it for himself. That appears to be the case, and I don't get that. And Tree Theodore, suspension of a creator's privilege or account termination can be decided based on oh my god, this is so bad. I can't even get the words out. Egregin, oh, fuck me. Egregin, fuck, but I can't speak today. Of his or her actions, whether a pattern of harmful behavior exists. YouTube designer and research team. That must be a quote. Who knows? I don't want the guy banned or whatever. I just want him to stop poking me and the others, my friends. That's all I'm asking. Stop stirring up crap. And Mark says, doing a great job. Yeah, they are indeed. I don't know what's going on here. Yep. As soon as we start talking about it, the porn bots, yeah. Like, how sad do you have to be to go into someone else's live stream with the intent of spamming? I don't get that at all. Keith Knight says, I made a complaint via a friend in one of his local police departments. Well, there you go. And Kieran's, yeah, exactly. Oh, God, this is pathetic. Kickback. No, you've not missed much. The only thing that you can really do is ignore anyone with any sort of negativity about you and your channel. Continue to do what it is you do. Your videos are liked by all of us. Focus on yourself. Yep, definitely. Oh my God, it's the same. There's more of this shit coming up. Oh, that is pathetic. It really is. Given one of the people spamming the room is called Hitler Was Right, that tells you everything about Junkman's followers. Yeah. Yeah, the lowest level thinkers I've ever come across. In actual fact, one of them did their own live stream to about 3 people, and I jumped on under a different account, and I had to quickly leave. They were going after Tony's wife, and I explained that it's quite, well, one, it's disrespectful, but it's borderline outright racist to use the birthplace of someone's wife as a means of attacking them. And these guys were of the opinion that wife, children, etc., are fair game in this argument. I thought, you scumbags, absolute scumbags. They have him for not only child identity theft, but also contributing to the delinquency of a minor and conspiracy to commit fraud. He's looking up to 75 years. Fuck me. Now he's got the name Harold Shipman. This must be someone in the UK, I think. Gojitron. Thank you so much. Very, very kind of you. Spammers, it's not working. We're not going anywhere. Thank you to the mods. Cheers, Dean. Well, cheers to you as well. Thank you so much. Yeah, bend over. Yep, this is someone in the UK. And thanks a million. Oh, you're absolutely welcome, Michael. This whole thing is beyond ridiculous. I don't know when you jumped in here, but as I was saying, I've ignored the guy for at least a month, and it was brought to my attention recently, some of the stuff he was posting. I'm sure you've seen the Mount Rushmore cartoon and obviously what's going on today. And I'm hoping to God this is the last time we have to address this, because it's beyond pathetic now. It really is. Man. And this prick that's spamming is making it hard for me to keep up with the chat. Thing is, Junkman won't stop. He's a shit stirrer who gets off. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Paul Chalky T is here. Good evening, sir. A lot of greetings from Michael. Now what's he calling himself? Non-consensual snuggles. Good Lord. And Rick Taylor says, hello. Oh, good evening, sir. Hugh Janus. That's a new one, eh? So Timothy, yeah, that person was being a fucking racist a-hole. Probably is the same person we're talking about. I forget the username now. But again, I didn't see his face on that live stream. I saw one of the other people's faces, and let's just say the Dueling Banjos theme came to mind. This name, hang on. Madeleine McCann. Was that a girl that went missing in, was it Spain, perhaps? So this is definitely someone based in the UK who's doing this spamming. Yeah, you fucking loser. You guys have global support. We love what you do and agree wholeheartedly. Well said. So I'm wondering. So as I said earlier, I'm using this laptop as the interface for StreamYard, and this one is to monitor the YouTube stream. So I'm seeing all of these comments here, but I'm seeing they are being deleted at rapid speed on YouTube. So again, thank you so much to the moderators. So anyway, now that that's all out in the open and whatnot, I'm just trying to move forward, and hopefully all of us can do the same. Every minute spent dealing with this nonsense is 1 minute less spent doing something productive and something fun. And I have a lot of videos to make, and in fact I will be addressing the patrons about this, because I have been a really, really bad patron runner, actually. That will be all addressed. And sadly, with summer now coming to an end, I will not be spending the daylight hours outdoors, so I'll be in here working away to hopefully bring interesting videos to everyone. Excuse me. So You know what? This is a real pain in the ass, actually. And I'm guessing the moderators are blocking this guy and he keeps coming back with a new username. That's a whole new level of being a loser, in fact, to have so many aliases lined up that once you get one blocked, you come on with another. I mean, really? That's how you spend your time? Hopefully we can get some interesting chat going again. Back to the vintage goodness instead of internet wars. Do you collect just the vintage figures or vehicles as well? I have some vehicles so far. Very much my intention to collect all the ones I had as a kid and the ones I wanted as a kid. But as I alluded to earlier, I have just been spending way too much of late. So I'm going to put a clamp on that. Plus, we got Christmas coming up as well. So I'm going to stop buying stuff for the foreseeable future and focus on what I have. And I have a ton of things that I've not done videos for. Plus, I want to try and create some well thought out scripted videos because everything I do is off the cuff. And I think that shows sometimes. So I want to try and do some professional, well made historic videos, perhaps. So maybe one a week in that format, and the rest will be my usual off the cuff thing. But yeah, definitely will get more vehicles in due course, just not for the foreseeable future. Yeah, Bjorn says the trolls are out tonight. They certainly are. Let's see. Anthony says that spam needs to put that energy into moving out of his mum's basement. He certainly does. I mean, what a loser. I mean, really. Captain Beefcake. Picked up some He-Man figures in Home Bargains today. I saw something today where, one second. The deluxe Man-at-Arms Eternian Guard set is showing up in one of these discount stores, apparently. Oh, wow. Again, just jumping ahead. Tree Theodore, again, thank you so much, sir. Your generosity is just overwhelming. But he says, truthful and interesting content on all things 80s. Thanks, Dean, and moderators. Well, thank you so much. And yes, thank you to the moderators. I'm wondering, if anyone out there is experienced with StreamYard, is there a way that the YouTube stream can link with what I see on StreamYard? Because I am seeing each and every one of these goddamn spam comments, and it's really hard for me to keep a track of where I am with the chat. Okay, I think I'm back. Sorry, Tree Theodore. Have I missed something? So one of the names this prick was using was indeed a girl that went missing in Spain. How heartless do you have to be to use that as a username to spam another channel? What an absolute prick. And Werewolf says, more spam than Monty Python. We got a comment. Hang on. Okay. Thanks, Jody. Keep up the good work, Dean. The resin volcano sunroof was excellent the other day, and well done to the mods too. Some really bad taste from the spammers. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I that volcano sunroof, I actually blew my own mind with that because when I attempt something crafty, 99% of the time it ends in a complete disaster. And the fact that that turned out as well as it did was so satisfying. Very happy with. So Paul Chalky T confirms, yeah, The amount of British-themed spamming is clearly not coming from your favourite truck stop glory holes. No, it's not. So it's some arsehole in the UK doing this. You are correct about Madeleine McCann. She went missing about 13 years ago as a child, and if she's still alive, she would be about 15 or 16 years old now. No. Yeah, I echo your sentiments there, Jodie. Fantastic work. Tremendous. We need to do a 4 YouTube discussion soon. And the names that he's using are some of the worst sort of cliched names you could come up with. Clown. Did you have any of the Mego vehicles for the 8-inch superheroes? No, I did not. And I don't have any 8-inch Mego figures. I do, however, have a ton of the 8-inch Figures Toy Company figures that were loosely based on Megos, but were far more accurate. Again, a video for that in due course. Monkey Boy says the best mods in the my god, this is so sad that this is happening and the mods are having to deal with this. I've always not had this happen to me until the shit got stirred. Imagine that. So Forbidden Planet had loads of great new stormtroopers in stock. Wow. I have to say, when I visited Forbidden Planet 2 years ago in Edinburgh, I was not impressed at all. It was really bad, actually. Now the guy is using Katie Price as mentally disabled. Oh, come on. Oh, what's... I know who you mean. Is it Harvey? Is that his name? What a loser. Saw Battle Cat in the store the other day. Not seen one for years in the store. Interesting, because that was one of the few things I was able to pick up in store with relative ease. So on a brighter note, Dean, due to your music knowledge, is it through that Top of the Pops never had live acts? As it said, even the biggest of bands always lip synced. Up until the 90s, early 90s, because I remember Nirvana screwed it up because they sang live and ruined the show for the BBC. But yeah, in the 80s, it was all lip synced. And when you watch these old episodes back, it's absolutely hilarious just how bad it is. And one of the worst ever fakers in the business was Nick Rhodes of Duran Duran on keyboards. Watch any TV show from the 80s and keep an eye on Nick Rhodes. He is like a child, like giving all of this. It's hilarious to watch. They had a load of Mego Star Trek in Home Bargains as well. I'm assuming Home Bargains is a chain. It's not one that I've ever come across, sadly. So George got a couple of G.I. Joe Retro Grunt, Cobra Troopers, and Officers last week from Forbidden Planet. Okay, so I guess you can get some good stuff. So Scuba is confirming what I thought. Nope, StreamYard chats stream sucks, yeah. Although it seems to have quietened down a bit on from what I'm seeing, so that's good to know. My mate's wife, her parents were doctors and knew the McCanns personally. That's pretty tragic. There was also a spammer named Ted Bundy, who was also the name of a serial killer. Yup. All things eight. How long did it take you to reassemble your brain after you blew it with your own creation? Oh, it took me a while. I was grinning from ear to ear. In fact, I still grin when I think about it. I cannot believe how well it turned out. And I believe if I do it again, I can actually improve on it, which I might do an update on. I might even try doing some wacky colors as well. Um, can you ever imagine a place where your life is so fucking worthless and pathetic that you spend an hour trolling here under various aliases and using a dead child's alias as well? Wow, yep, so true. And that right there is why I maintain that his followers are low-level thinkers. This is how Junkman operates. He stirs up drama, then sends his involuntary celibate followers to fuel the fire. Then he claims he's being a bullied victim when his targets respond and retaliate. Yep. Okay. All right, I'm seeing it all now again. All this incel has to do is switch user and back to another username. That's how he's evading the bans. Yeah. So also the Oasis brothers swap places. Nobody. Yeah, on top of the pops. Iron Maiden did that big time in, I think it was German TV, where they were performing the Wasted Years single, and they all switched instruments and made a complete mockery of the show. So hopefully we've got just over half an hour to go. Hopefully we can get some good old-fashioned chat going again. Although I do see on the YouTube feed Harvey Price is spamming away. That's disgusting as well. To use children's names and disable children at that. What a cunt. Home Bargains is a string of small, also it's in the UK. That's why I've not heard of it. String of small UK stores that sell food, drink, toiletries, pet care, stationery, and toys. Now, when I was there, I was in a store called B&M in two towns, and in both cases, the B&M occupied what used to be the old Woolworths. So is there some connection there? Let me know, please. Just a reminder that Breast Cancer Awareness Day is tomorrow. Thank you for reminding us. That's very important. Maybe random spam bots are attracted to live streams that have the word random in the title. Yeah. Also, it actually has... Oh, yeah, I'm seeing it all here. What a dick. Paul Chucky. Top of the Pops was made for Milli Vanilli, yeah. On a serious note, would it be possible for either yourself and or the moderators to go to the police and get this clown prosecuted? It's obvious all these spammers are the one same person. I don't think there's really much you can do. It is what it is, and it's incredibly sad, actually. Anyway, Jim has said, remember, chat, people like this literally have nothing better to do, and they actually think that shit like this matters. Yeah, sad. Jim Largo, do you collect any Doctor Who memorabilia? My first Doctor was Tom Baker's fourth incarnation. I think my first Doctor was also Tom Baker, but no, I do not collect any, and to the best of my knowledge, I don't think I ever have owned any memorabilia from Doctor Who. I did watch it. This might not offend people, but I watched it, but I wasn't necessarily what you'd call a fan. I liked it, but it wasn't for me must watch television, although if it was on, I did watch it, if that makes sense. So, Werewolf by Lunchtime. Yeah, we have Woolworths in Australia, but it's mainly a grocery store. Yeah, that's cool that it still exists in some form, but I have wonderful memories of Woolworths. A lot of my Star Wars figures actually came from Woolworths. Is this talking about... Hang on. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Paul Chucky. I met Tom Baker and he gave me a jelly bean. Wow. Did you eat it or did you keep it? That's the question. Home Bargains is a sister company of B&M. All right. I remember we were in the B&M in Dalkeith, Scotland, because I wanted to see what it was like, because I remembered going to that Woolworths as a kid, and the store was obviously all set up completely differently, and windows had been blocked and whatnot. But I remember being quite amazed at the cheap prices. I think Mrs. 88 got like a packet of chocolate covered hobnobs for, I forget, it was either a pound or under a pound, which I thought was quite cheap. Um, Kickback, yeah. So we were talking, I think it was on YouTube, about the Mego Iron Man from the 70s, and it's hilarious. If you've not seen it, look it up. It's basically a human face that's been painted yellow. It's weird. Um, Michael is drinking Iron Brew in my honor. Well, thank you. I'm drinking. This is Diet Dr Pepper. I actually love Dr Pepper. This, I think, if I were to go into Walgreens and open the drink cabinet, this is my go-to. Although I do always buy a case of Iron Brew off Amazon at Christmas time. Bloody expensive, but I like to have it because in the past couple of years, I absolutely love Christmas. Make no mistake about it. But in the last few years, since losing both my parents, I spend a lot of time reflecting on Christmases of the past. And part of that was as a kid in Scotland. They would be having their whiskey and sherry, and I would have a glass of Iron Brew. So I like to sit under the Christmas, not under the Christmas tree, next to the Christmas tree, and just drink some Iron Brew and think about Christmas past. I love that. Wow, that's me getting emotional again. That's 2 weeks running. I've got to stop that. Well, no, actually, no, I don't have to stop it. I can be emotional if I want. That was me complying with this belief that men have to be men all the time. It's not. That's not true. Um, Tom Baker was brilliant in Blackadder too. I actually don't remember that. Uh, and Shabby says he's not had Iron Brew in years. Do you know? Do you know that I got Iron Brew in Bangkok one time? In fact, I got Iron Brew and Monster Munch in the same Bangkok supermarket. I couldn't believe it. You cannot buy Iron Brew here in America, but there it was, right there in Thailand. I was blown away by that. Um, in the UK, Toys R Us has become Smith's Toys. Woolworths has become either Pound Stretcher or Poundland. Interesting. I remember Pound Stretcher in Edinburgh. I forget the names of all these streets. It's been so long, but it's the one that leads into the bridges, into North Bridge. Sir, is it Surgeons Hall? On the corner there, and there's a damn good kebab shop, Kebab Mahal. But I think on the corner, there's a big red sign, either Pound Stretcher or Poundland. I think it was Pound Stretcher. Yeah, always great for bargains. Um, oh, Michael Johnson used to love the Iron Brew chew bars. Yeah, I vaguely remember those. Those were like, I don't know, this size, 10p a bar perhaps. Um, yes, I loved watching Blake Seven. However, and don't hate me for this, I have never seen Red Dwarf. There's a lot of big things I've not seen, believe it or not. I don't know. I find it hard to get the time to focus on watching something. Although I can announce right here that tonight will be my last ever episode of Mask, and I'll be able to give my thoughts on it in due course. Yep, episode 75 tonight. I've enjoyed it, but it's been so repetitive. It's unbelievable. Anyway, yeah, my local store for Star Wars was Woolworths or Woolies. Yep, we called it Woolies. Also, it was a jelly baby that he gave you and not a jelly bean. Jelly babies I've not had in a long time. Those were good. So Shabby used to have the chew bars. So do they sell Iron Brew in England? I was under the impression it was like a strictly Scottish thing, but evidently not. Because I'm incredibly old. My first Doctor Who was John Pertwee. Wow. Blake 7 is on UK TV just now. Wow. I do remember it. I don't know what age I would have been when it ended, but I was distraught by that ending. I was in tears. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Yeah. If someone can let me know further down in the comments how many episodes there were for Blake 7, maybe I'll watch that next. Although I do need to watch Masters of the Universe, the original. Haven't seen that since I was a kid and cannot remember much at all about it. So it will be like watching a whole new show for me. But maybe I'll do Blake 7 first. Dean, you should definitely have Jim's last guest on for a chat stream. Yourself and Chris would be stellar together. Oh, yeah. I love watching Chris. Yep. I'm going to come up with a plan for these live streams going forward, and I'll do a casting call in due course. Mark Chopper for Emperor. Hi, thanks for all the great videos. Why do you think they don't produce any new Mask toys? If the vehicles are too expensive to produce, they could release the figures G.I. Joe classified stuff. You know what? I have no idea. None whatsoever. I'm going to address in my review of the cartoon my thoughts as to why the cartoon has not been brought back. As for the toys, really have no idea. Maybe it wasn't as popular as I think it was. I mean, clearly they're fantastic toys, but maybe Hasbro don't believe there's much demand for them. I really don't know the answer to that. Bjorn has Dr. Pepper running through his veins. I'm not quite at that stage yet. Actually, this is my first soda for a while because Mrs. 88 told me I need to knock it off. She's right, of course. I need to try and lose weight again because I think compared to this time last year, I'm up something like 18 pounds. I need to get that fixed. I kind of lost my way a bit this summer, just eating whatever I fancied and not good. And my God, this guy is still going at it. Unbelievable. Really is. Because of him, I keep losing the damn place because the chat is moving so fast. Fuck me, there's like a million to get to, and I'm trying to shift through the nonsense. Oh, Tony's here. Morning, Tony. Hope you're taking it easy. He also likes Diet Dr. Pepper, so you're in good company with me here. Dr. Pepper is beautiful when it's cold, but tastes like cough medicine when warm. Strange. Really, this is still cold. It's not ice cold, but nothing medicinal about that. Root beer, on the other hand, I find quite disgusting. The reason I know is because I used to work for B&M. It started in Blackpool in the 90s. Wow. Long live shortbread. Oh my God, yeah. Obviously, I grew up, Walker's was the brand of shortbread, but in recent years, Dean's is also another brand, and, you know, what's not to like about a product called Dean's? Ah, Captain Beefcake. He's a Tizer drinker. I used to drink Tizer a lot as a kid. And when I was back in the UK, maybe a decade or so ago, I bought Tizer and it tasted completely different. Red Cola, on the other hand, still tastes as it did when I was a kid. Corgi Tron says, for a short time in the 70s, Iron Man had a nose in the comics just like the Mego figure. Okay, so I guess the Mego was based on the comic book version. Kieran says, when Poundland started, they used to sell great toys, DVDs, and even Blu-rays, but sadly, even Poundland has had to join forces with a clothing store to keep going. Yeah, that's a pity. Oh, Keith Knight is drinking Old Speckled Hen. I'm surrounded by beautiful people, and West Ham are winning 3-0. Well, good on you. Old Speckled Hen, I actually had 2 years ago simply because when we were back in the UK, I took Mrs. 88 to all my old haunts in Edinburgh. So anyone from Edinburgh will know Milne's Bar, the downstairs bar. And I thought to hang with it, I'm going to try these weird names. I had Bishop's Finger, and I also had Old Speckled Hen, and actually enjoyed both of them. Oh, and Tony got a lot of things in Bangkok. Yes, I believe we all do that sometimes. Well, not anymore, sadly. Tony's in, the bots are crapping themselves. George says, Tony got monster. Yes, and sadly, one bag had burst open and was stale, but I think the rest survived. Hey, Dean, been watching while. Great job. Yeah, absolutely. The moderators have done a stellar effort tonight. Hopefully, we're not going to get any more of that. Doesn't appear to be the case. So, what's this? The medical situation in the UK and the National Health Service is so bad they have recruited Dr. Pepper. Okay. Love Monster Munch. Have them here in Ireland too. Yeah. I got a care package coming soon at Tony's place. Let's see if I can convince him Dutch chocolate is better than the English one. If by the English one you mean Cadbury, unlikely. Cadbury is the best. Daniel says, I like kebab. Now you're making me hungry. Yeah. That's one thing about America. The lamb over rice, the chicken over rice, they call it gyro. It's okay, but nothing will beat a good chip shop doner kebab. Oh my God, I could go with one of them right now. Oh. Hey gang, notice how the spammer fled like a cowardly dog when the SAS combat vet arrived in the chat. Yeah. I share a trait with you in that I can remember exactly where I got toys. My mom bought me the $6 million Man Command Center at Woolworths on my birthday. Yeah, obviously I don't remember where I got every figure, but there are certain figures I know exactly where, when, and who I was with. And when I recreate that memory by opening it, to have people attack me for that, that really pissed me off. But anyway. So hang on. I keep missing people jumping in here, and I feel bad about that. What's this? Hiya, Tony. Just lying. Lyle Convoy, and all 4 great channels are here. Thank you. Also, the 4 that appeared on Mount Rushmore. Aye, aye, aye. I can still remember vintage Admiral Akbars warming the pegs at Woolworth as late as 1995. Wow. Yeah, I've said this many times. I may as well say it again for the millionth time. I still remember seeing Stormtrooper Luke Skywalker on the peg at my local RS McCall's in my little village, on sale for 50p, and turning my nose up at it. Because by that point, I was either into Action Force or Transformers and was well done with Star Wars at that point, sadly. Wurzel Gummidge, anyone? Not for me. Did not enjoy watching it. Even as a kid, I found it to be quite stupid, to be honest. Excuse me. Oh, the twats appeared again. Oh, that's saying 4:36. So that's 10 minutes ago. So I'm 10 minutes behind in the chat. This is a shame, but it's what it's like for a one-man show. Always had a pick and mix bag at Woolies, waiting for the bus home. Oh yeah, the pick and mix. Oh, that takes me back. Yeah. John Pertwee was before my time, but I've always considered him my doctor because my local PBS played his episodes when I was a kid. Yeah, I guess it's whatever we're exposed to first becomes our version of that character. Excuse me. All the original Transformers are on YouTube via Hasbro. Yeah, I recently watched, well, when I say recently, but earlier this year, I watched season 1 because that was manageable. What was that? 16 episodes, I believe. And I enjoyed it, but again, similar to Mask, in that the storyline is more or less the same in each and every episode. But I'll give season 2 a shot quite soon, hopefully, if I get the time. So Jason says you can get Iron Brew in England. It's in my local Poundland. Okay. Now, don't quote me on this, but I believe there's some weird stat where there are only 2 countries in the world where the national soda outsells Coca-Cola. Scotland is one, and the other one might be Peru. Not sure, but it might be. But they say there's only 2 countries that sell more of their own soda than they do Coca-Cola. Concerning Christmas, please do a live stream this year like Retro Blasting. I'm sure we'd all love to share Christmas memories. Make it a day of Christmas live stream, Toy Memories. I'm going to be doing a series of live streams with guests, and there will be like interactive content for sure. Do you mean a Christmas Day live stream? I'm not sure if that's doable, but you never know. And I have to jump ahead one moment, so I've got to remember Scott was the last one I got to. And again, Tree Theodore, my God, man, you are absolutely killing me. Thank you so much. And this is for the next collab. Oh, thank you, sir. You are beyond kind. And as I said before, I think it's on my community post on YouTube. I have a link to the video showcasing the beautiful Rolls Royce that Tree restored from 1976, I believe it was. It's absolutely stunning. So please, everyone, go check that out. And so that was Scott's Christmas comment. Jill is here. Jill the Ripper. The funny thing was, I'm so stupid at times. It took me a while to realize it was a play on Jack the Ripper and Jack and Jill. I'm slow. I'm quite slow sometimes, but yes. Oh, I have to go ahead again. Wes Walker, thank you so much. Very, very kind of you. Excellent channel, great content. Love your demeanor and the kick-ass opening music. Keep it up. Oh, thank you so much. I should say about the opening music, that surprised me as much as the Mask Sunroof did. That was just some riff I had in my head. And when I recorded it with one guitar, I thought, that sounds pretty good. When I layered it, I think there's like 6 guitar tracks at different stages of pan. And then when I put the bass on, I thought, my God, this kicks ass. I shouldn't be saying that about my own work, but yeah, thank you for noticing. Yeah, I am very proud of that riff. And I forgot where I was. I think it was when Jill just arrived. And this twat is still using Harvey Price as a username. What a scumbag. Actually. Um, I think we got to here, perhaps. Scott is asking if I've tried Dr. Pepper Zero. I think it's much better than regular diet Dr. Pepper. One step closer to good old sugar Dr. Pepper. Yeah, I think I have tried it. It's good. One of my biggest fears about going to Thailand is they don't do diet soda. There is no Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi. They don't have, to the best of my knowledge, Dr. Pepper. No Diet Sprite. It's all full on hardcore sodas. Uh, on occasion, they had Coke Zero, which I think is horrible, absolutely disgusting. So hopefully, I can, when we go, hopefully, maybe in January, I can lose enough weight that I can indulge in full fat sodas for a month or two. Who knows? Root beer is my all time favorite, even though it's not very common in the UK. Tizer has changed since we were kids. It's not the same. That's what I thought. Walker shortbread is incredible. I got several Aussie pals into that. Walker's is indeed incredible, but Dean's is probably better. George says to Scuba, they do a couple of Iron Brew Diet Extra, which has a slight spice to it. And that redone Iron Brew, which I hate, but 1907 Iron Brew is 40% sugar. Yeah, I heard about that. And you know what? When we were there 2 years ago, I was drinking a lot of Iron Brew, but it was sugar free. It tasted all right. It wasn't quite the same. Now, George, do you remember the fake Iron Brew they used to sell in newsagents? It was in a bottle like this size. They would have fake cola, fake Iron Brew, red cola, orangeade, etc. That fake Iron Brew would actually burn the back of your throat. I'm just wondering if you remember that. Oh my God, to jump ahead. So we'll go back to George's comment. So, this is from Werewolf. Again, thank you so much. Do you remember back in the 80s, the games on wristwatches, i.e., golf, soccer? It seemed mind blowing to me at the time. I don't remember the games, but I remember the calculator watch, which I thought was the coolest thing ever. I also had a AM radio watch that you plugged headphones into, and it was those goofy headphones with the wire band and those orange foam pieces. And this one is from the classic 80s fanboy. Again, thank you so much. Due to having PTSD, I've basically lost most of my childhood memories, so this channel helps. Have a Dr. Pep. Oh, thank you so much, sir. Sorry that you don't have the memories. If I didn't have these memories, man, I would be lost. I probably spend too much time in the past, but you know what? It keeps me sane and it makes me happy. I'm trying to see. Again, I keep losing track of this. I do apologize if I'm skipping over your chats. Hang on, the time now is four. George has commented about Iron Brew, but that Iron Brew only comes in glass bottles. Maybe that's the mega sugar one, actually. Okay, yeah. So once I get down the chat, maybe if George can answer my question about the fake stuff that used to burn your throat. It was absolutely horrendous stuff. Wow, this is so overwhelming because that twat that was spamming me has really thrown me off here. Okay, all I can do is apologize if I'm missing calling out some comments here. Here's one from Scott. My biggest collector regret. I was in the store when the guy put the Turtles #1 out. I looked through it. Was stupid name, black and white, cost over $1, turned up my nose and put it back on the shelf. So regretful. Yeah, we've all done things that, or not done things perhaps, that we regret. Let's see. I got to go. Okay, thank you for stopping by. Many thanks to the mods. Dean, wishing you and yours all the best. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you so much. Yeah, and again, the mods have been outstanding tonight. It's sad that they have to be on duty, but such is the situation we find ourselves in. It's pathetic. Yes, Kickback is confirming that there is indeed a G.I. Joe Matt tracker called Agent Tracker. I've seen that. It is Matt Tracker, but it's not a classic Matt Tracker. Dean, you made the music yourself? Yes. Oh my God, that rocks so hard. Please make some more music. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. I keep saying this. I need to do music again. I've just not had the time. But once I do start the more sort of formatted live stream with segments, I may do a little video lead to each segment, and I'll try and do some more music for those. Tim says, well, hopefully Bangkok is like in that song, One Night in Bangkok. Excuse me. What's this? I'm cautiously optimistic about Guinness 0.0, but I haven't tried it yet. Now, is that alcohol-free Guinness, perhaps? I don't know. No pee breaks. Dina's killing it. Yeah, because I'm not drinking ale. And I'm also not slurring my words. Although I did have a hell of a time pronouncing one of the words that came up. It was so embarrassing. But, Brendan is here. Hey, Brendan, hope you're doing well. Guinness is awful. Yeah, it's not the best, but it's drinkable. So George does remember the fake Iron Brew. I'm glad I'm not alone in that. It was awful stuff. So Bosk's Bounty, I had a little blue Transformers watch. Again, probably sold it at a car boot. Yeah. I was just thinking earlier today about the stuff that I sold, that I used to have, that I kept up until around about 2001, 2002. That's just when eBay really took off, and I thought, oh, I can make money. Bad move. Yes, Scuba had the calculator watch. Awesome. Ben, absolutely. The best part about this is I will be in the same time zone as Tony. So you never know. The classic. I'm sad to see that you have yeah, me too. I too suffer and have all the usual related conditions that go with it. My love and support. Yeah, likewise. That's awful. And also especially bad that you've lost your childhood memories. Oh my God, Captain Beefcake. Yes, Panda Pop. There we go. Who remembers? I think there were only two flavors of this. It was a soda. It was a fizzy drink that came in a can. And I think one was orange flavor and one might have been cherry flavor. It was an orange colored can that had what appeared to be graffiti all around it. And it was not like a famous brand of drinks. I wonder if anyone else remembers that. George says, the fake Iron Brew had a black label and I'm not sure if it's still going. Yeah, that's vaguely familiar. Also, who remembers the blue colored, was it raspberry flavor uh, fizzy drink? Bright blue colored, and when you drank it, your teeth turned blue, and the following day, your number two was actually green. Probably too much information there. Uh, Throwing you off your rhythm was precisely what he intended to do with the spam. That's what he does. That's all he knows how to do. Yeah, yeah, I'm glad he's gone. Uh, did you ever have a Transformers watch from the 80s? What's this? I'm blown away that you made that musical intro yourself. When's the album? Really? It's just like 4 bars of a simple riff, but yeah, if people want to hear more stuff, I'll gladly try and do it. Um, yeah, it's just like looking at the stuff I have to work on next. Like, when am I going to find the time? But as I said earlier, with summer now pretty much over, I will not be spending my waking hours outside because this is a basement studio. And if it's nice outside, I like to get outside and enjoy the warmth and the sun. So now that that's coming to an end, more time to work on stuff. Um, let me see. Has anyone else noticed that the troll and its million disruptive efforts have succeeded only in bringing this chat closer together? Much love. Yeah, it's true. And again, I'm not all about picking sides or anything, but it just so happens that the side that I'm on really is the good side. When you look at the other channels involved in all this nonsense, it's like, who do you want to associate with? People like Michael or Tony, or arseholes like him and some of the other twats that still suck up his ass and do their own stupid streams? I'm in good company. I really, I really am. Um, so Scott is saying he's diabetic, so I don't often have sugar sodas. But as a treat, I've bought the old-fashioned Coke and Mountain Dew in bottles made with real sugar. Unbelievable difference. Yep. Even the at Christmas time, I do get a 6 pack of glass bottled cola because it's got Santa on the label. And again, I'm a sucker for Christmas. That tastes a million times better than anything in a can or a plastic bottle. And up here in New York, the supermarkets tend to import the Mexican cola in a glass bottle. And that, again, is a world apart from the stuff that we get. But again, it's made with real sugar, which is why it's so good. Excuse me. Werewolf Mrs. Shandy. Yeah, me too. Actually, in the summertime, I made myself some shandy with some Sprite. Delicious. Vomit Man is here. Sun Charm was a brand of pop I remember as a kid. Came in tiny glass bottles. Sun Charm, I'm not remembering that. And you know what? I think for an upcoming live stream, I'm definitely going to get some folks from the UK on, and we can reminisce about some of the food and drink we used to have, because that's a whole other subject that I love talking about. Um, let's see. Radioactive poo. I suppose you didn't need to use the light then. Yeah, it practically was glow in the dark, actually. Um, what was this? Anthony says, check out Dean playing along with the Duran Duran music. It's amazing, very talented guy. Well, thank you, Anthony, but Hungry Like the Wolf is one of the easiest songs to play on guitar. But yeah, I enjoy doing that. A beautiful part of the country. I'm a Cockney in exile up in Worcestershire near Brummieland. My claret and blue confuses the locals. Ah, of course, very the same sort of colours as Villa. World made of cardboard. Good to see you. Still at work, last hour of the day. The best hour of the day at work. Uh, Grape Nehi in bottles cooled in ice cold river of hell in Georgia on the hottest day in August '86. Ah, that sounds like fun. So Kickback had those Transformers watches. They were reissues of the Diaclone Microman Microchange figure. Vaguely remember those actually. Uh, so Jim stepped away to prep some barbecue chicken. Wow. From what I've heard, I've missed Iron Brew facts and general explosions of camaraderie. Yeah, um, barbecue chicken. It sounds delicious. So this says, apparently we put more sugar in our Coke and Pepsi in the UK. Interesting. Yeah. It's funny, I've become conditioned to drink Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi. I don't know how that happened, but I tend to gravitate towards those before the full fat version. Probably for the best, I guess. Um, uh, Bar's green coloured cream soda that came in glass bottles was lovely back in the day. Just not the same now. It's clear. I remember bars, obviously, but I don't remember the cream soda being green. I honestly do not. I remember it being cleared, just like lemonade. I should stress as well, in the UK, lemonade is essentially Sprite without the lime flavour. That's why it's clear. It's not like cloudy lemonade we get here. I used to get shandy in the pub when I was a bairn and the barman wasn't looking. Yeah. Mr. T Cola Ice Lollies and an Action Jack from the newsagents. Good old days. Oh my God, Action Jack. Yeah, I've still got some of them from my childhood. They're not in great shape. I would love to get one in a box again just to open it and remember what it was all about. I surprisingly bought a 2 liter of RC Cola at my local Family Dollar. I've had RC. Had when I lived in Pennsylvania, the local diner served RC. I really didn't notice much difference. I'm sure there is, but I didn't really notice it. And this question, nope, sadly not. Before coming to America, I sold all of those. And when I came to America, I brought all my CDs. But in 2007, when I got my first iPod, downloaded everything and sold the CDs, and I actually got really good money for them. Excuse me. As I try to look after my physique, I use cheat sodas, but for Christmas, I think this year will be sugary Coke with some Pusser's Naval Rum, as this Xmas will be a difficult one. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. Um, yeah, like I said earlier, I'll definitely be getting myself some Iron Brew for to have at Christmas time. So more and more places only sell Diet Pop in the UK due to the sugar tax. What the hell is a sugar tax? That's interesting. And Gogitron tells us the transforming watchers were called chronoformers. Takara released them directly to the US. Interesting. Cream soda was clear, limeade was green. Yeah, that's how I remember it. The limeade was delicious. So was the pineapple-ade. That was one of my favorites. And of course, red cola. Also, the bars cola I liked much more than Coca-Cola or Pepsi-Cola. Martin says, Iron Brew is the best, made in Scotland from girders. Absolutely. Coke and Pepsi are flavoured with fetus kidneys. I really hope that's not true. Okay, wow, we've gone overtime here, and there's still 67 people watching. This is absolutely incredible. So I'm going to catch up with these here as I see something about Curly Whirly I need to get to. Curly Whirly and all the chocolate melting in the packet because the toffee took so long to chew. Yeah, that's right. Used to try and bite it off, it never would. I find diet sodas too gross with all the saccharin in them too. No, definitely green. I may have a false memory of it being bars, but the stuff we always drank was green. I'm positive it was bars. I'm not doubting you, but I'm 100% certain that my bars cream soda was definitely clear. Need to investigate this, and like I said, there will be a stream talking about food and drink. I got all 3 Monster cereals plus the Monster Mash. Good times. Brandon was saying, quick visit. Puppy needs a walk and then breakfast and off to a gym session. Oops, got to hit the like button. Oh, thanks, Brandon. Bars Cola. Yep, Strike Cola. This is fantastic hearing all of this. Oh, Bjorn is having, what's he having? Mashed potatoes and chicken. Sounds good. When I emigrated to Australia, I brought 600 CDs and a few vinyls over. Also 3,000 comics. I couldn't leave them behind. Yeah, and you want to know the worst part of my story is I brought all my Star Wars toys over to America with me and my Star Trek and sold them since being here. Anyway. Right. Okay. Pretty much caught up here. So I want to say thank you to everyone for watching. Again, special thank yous to the very kind super chats. It's extremely humbling and very much appreciated. Now, as I said, hopefully this will be the last of me on my own, just rambling for 2 hours. We're going to get guests on, have interesting topics. Regarding all the drama, hopefully we can brush it all under the carpet and never have to talk about it again, unless I am being poked. I will react. That's how it is. I'm not going to go out of my way and do hit piece videos or anything. And today was just to sort of give you an idea of what it's like to be on the receiving end of this crap that goes on. And hopefully we can all move on from this and just enjoy talking about the past, talking about toys, and talking about blue-colored drinks that make our turds turn green. Who knows? Oh, got one here from A World Made of Cardboard. Again, thank you so much. And I'm really glad you had a great time, because I sure as hell did as well. It really is wonderful to talk about these memories and things. And I think we're up to date. And Kieran has also said something that I need to address as well. Fantastic live stream, Dean. And well done to the mods. Love the chat with friends. Take care. Exactly. Take care, everyone. And again, to these moderators, you were absolutely outstanding. This is one clearly sad individual. And it's interesting to think that this crap only happened when I started addressing what was going on today. So clearly connected. And it just goes to show you how pathetic these people are, but that's all they've got in their lives, I guess, stirring up shit and spamming other channels. Wow, what a way to exist. So with all that said, I want to thank everyone for watching. Thank you to these wonderful, generous super chats. Very, very special thanks to the moderators. You guys were absolute champions. Stay tuned for more videos from All Things 80s, where tomorrow's video will probably ruffle a few feathers. And as I say into the introduction of tomorrow's video, I don't give a damn. It's all about recreating memories, creating new memories, and doing whatever it takes to bring happiness and joy. So thank you all, and see you soon. So I'm about to end broadcast. So with one final click, I will bid you all